I'm trying to adjust to the fact that I sold my saddle the other day. I put a lot of thought and work in that saddle. I found the best hardwood saddle tree with a old-time slick fork. Then I modified it to fit my horse and my posterior. With the best Herman oak leather, I cut and carved and stitched and laced, constructed and crafted what I saw was a perfect saddle. There had been many before that one. Some I'd repaired too many times and sent off to where used-up equipment ends. My butt was proud of that saddle, though, and it was a good one. Some time back, I found that I didn't bend so good anymore. I got throwed hard. We went high a half dozen times, and I quickly remembered what I'd learned back in my old rodeo days. It felt good. I had him. Just had to ride him down, and he'd be over it. About then we went way up, and he did a half-gainer mid-air. We came down in a ravine on his front legs while his rear was still pointed at the sun. I was over his ears and diving head first toward the bottom of the gully. I attempted to tuck and roll, but all too quickly landed like a skydiver without a parachute. I figured I'd found concrete, but there wasn't any for a mile or more. Man, that hurt. 10 minutes must have gone by while I lay there trying to pump air into my aching body. My left arm was already blue from the shoulder on down, and the swelling had convinced me that it was broken several places. My face was bleeding, and my right leg refused to work at all. Gnarly stood there looking down at me like he was waiting for me to get back up and try again. About an hour later, I'd finally made it the quarter mile back to the house. Mama said, "Either shoot him or sell him. You're not riding him again. You're getting too old and you don't balance well anymore, and you don't get paid when you're not working." Of course, a cowboy don't let his woman tell him how to deal with his horse, but somehow my last horse was gone within a month. No pack trips to hunt elk in Montana for the last few years, and no horse. But I had a saddle. I'd be ready if I needed one. Thing is, it doesn't look like I will, though. The darn years seem to be going by faster and adding up to an enormous sum. Still yet, a fella needs to be ready to ride, don't he? I heard some advice that sounded pretty good one time. It goes like, "Don't ever sell your saddle. Never owe another man. Watch where you spit on a windy day, and don't use words you don't understand. Find the Lord before you need him, and never lose your pride. Don't ever sell your saddle, 'cause life's a long, long ride." I suppose that I haven't followed those good-sounding recommendations, nor my own philosophy of getting right back on when you get thrown. I'm realizing that with age comes diminished resilience, and getting back on gets harder with every fall. You know, there are still a couple of old saddles in my rack. They aren't as pretty or as comfortable, but with a slower and gentler horse, I could mount up and see what's left of this sometimes treacherous but wondrous trail.